And I did that for about 10 years. And while I was doing that, what I realized was that I had so many friends that were asking me to help them with their startup, help them with their nonprofit organization. And I realized very quickly that I was actually pretty good at helping people clarify ideas and help them practically scale it. And I kind of resisted it, but I realized, man, I grew up in an environment of two crazy entrepreneurs, and they had taught me so much about what it takes to build something. And then social media came around, and so I'm like, I feel like I'm dating myself. I'm getting really old. I know I look like I'm 20 now.
So you look 20 years younger than me, Charles. So whatever you do, keep it up.
So like I went back and basically when social media came around, I was an early adopter and I got a lot of traction online. I was doing flash mobs. I was doing, and I started getting hired by brands to guerrilla marketing. All these people I looked up to in marketing and brand building and business started reaching out on projects. And so when I soon realized that I was, at that point, making more in one day advising than in teaching one class for an entire semester. I was like, this math doesn't pan out. So
Philosophy guy, but I can still do math.
yeah. So I ended up really building a huge network around and then started curating, conferences and events around the pain of executing well. And then within a couple years, like most major brands were starting to come to the events. And then that's when people started to ask what outside of conferences. And that's when we launched our company called Ideation, which is kind of part strategy consulting and then part creative studio. So back then, and this was over like 16, 17 years ago, back then you had big consulting firms and big creative agencies. But we wanted to work with really the pain that executives were feeling early on in the ideation process. But it was too early to hire uh, these big companies. And so that's where we came in and basically said, we'll help you kind of accelerate, clarify your concept. And often we end up helping them actually execute on those ideas.